What's up guys, Zeenigami here. Let's go through Chaos Difficulty Marguerite Coliseum. Marguerite Coliseum Stage 1 is gonna be Wicca. Wicca is actually like one of the easiest fights you'll ever do in a Coliseum. She only has 110 hit points, and all you really need to do is bring someone who deals poison damage, and she's gone, she's dead. There are a bunch of other mechanics, like she despairs your captains and has a 23 turn hit barrier. You can use like Blackbeard captains and despair removal, but you know it's easier if you just poison her, and poison goes through the barrier. Make sure you don't use exact damage, because poison exact damage will get hit by the combo barrier. So just poison her and you win. Easy. Any poisoner works. Round 2 is gonna be Bonney. Bonney has 4.2 million hit points. She will preemptively give you meat and G orbs. And she'll give, next turn she gives you bomb orbs, next turn she gives you bother orbs, and next turn she gives you battle matching orbs. And she'll repeat bomb, bother, battle matching all the way continuously. And so she attacks every 2 turns for 7,150 damage. The 2 characters up front right there that just died, they will despair your friend captain and your captain for 10 turns each. So what you really want to do is do not kill them until you can burst down Judy Bonney. You can use a special to kill them, or kill Judy Bonney first and then kill these 2 guys. That way their despair doesn't matter to you. Or like I did, just use a special that deals damage and kill them with that. Using a orb manipulator that changes bombs and bothers like a Kuma into matching orbs is perfect. And any int orb booster if you're using a int heavy team like I was. Round 3 is gonna be versus Laki. Laki has 1.8 million hit points. She will have a ton of buffs, and each buff is tied to one of the characters on the screen. So every time you kill one of the fodder characters, one of the buffs will actually go away. So if you can find the percent damage reducing and defense boost ones, you want to kind of kill those first. I believe this one for me, the percent damage boost one is the green guy in the bottom right, but I don't actually know if it's always like that or if it's just randomly going to be attached to different characters. Let's try and match up the colors as best you can. Take characters out one at a time. Every time a character dies, their buff will go along with them. So she will also, when she will attack every turn for 4,700 damage if she's not boosted. If she still has the attack boost from the minions, then she'll have she'll attack for every turn for 7,150 damage. But once you kill all the characters on the outside, it's very easy to work with Laki. So if you use Ace Captain, his special deals a huge amount of damage to him. If you use double Ace Captain, you can easily kill it just using specials. Round 4 is gonna be versus Hancock. Hancock is a red character. Ooh, sweet, sweet Hancock. 3-day 2 Hancock, you look mighty fine. She's got 5.12 million hit points. She will preemptively prevent debuffs and gives a prevent healing debuff for 20 turns. This means you cannot heal at all. You cannot heal using recovery. You cannot heal using specials. You cannot heal using a Nell Captain. So the only way to get rid of that is to use the rare recruit Kobe that gets rid of the anti-healing debuff. Besides that, you're just going to have to work on killing her while through your attack. So with this, we're going to be using 1 turn of using all our Nell specials and everything else together. I could next turn use Cavendish special, or I could just start on that turn with Cavendish special for 2 turns. But if you use a Nell special and Dopey special together on turn 1, you can use Cavendish special on turn 2 if she's still alive. You could also done like double an L and stuff like that with a few health cutters. It's pretty easy as long as you're ready to burst down a 5 million hit point character, which sounds a lot worse than it is when you have 2 turns to kill her. Hancock on stage 4. One thing I want to mention on Hancock is she will, below 50% when she attacks, bind a character for 7 turns, and below 20% when she attacks, she'll bind a random character for 7 turns, but it also includes the captain and friend captain. So as long as it's not her turn to attack, she will not bind. So on turn, you can either push her, what you want to do for a lot of teams is push her close to 50%. Then when she's on a 2-turn cooldown, you can hit her and get her lower, and then make sure she dies before she attacks. So you don't want to let her attack below 50%, but you want to make sure you burst her down before it's actually her turn to attack. Just get her low and then kill her the second turn. So the team I'm using right here is a very pay-to-win team. It is going to be INTHawk, INTHawk Friend Captain, INTHawk Sub, 3-day 2-year Zoro, and a Law Captain. You basically need the Law and INTHawk that you have. You could get away with one INTHawk friend using your Law and a friend INTHawk, or the other way around. The only thing is with 2 INTHawks, this does make it a lot easier because then our health doesn't matter. We're going to burst her down on 1 turn, do at least 1 million damage, or at least 2 million damage as the goal, so that way our Law special, which we should aim on Margaret, and then each INTHawk deals 1 million damage, which will kill everything on the stage. And Margaret, since Law lets us go through the 3-hit Great Barrier. But in Margaret, the thing about this fight is that it's really hard. It's so hard to find a free-to-play team with this team. There were a few that work, but the free-to-play teams that I could figure out require you to have Raid Boss Akainu special high enough that you can actually use his special at a reasonable amount whenever you're using an Akainu Monster Chomper team, which means you can't really stall, and then you need enough health to survive a hit or something like that. Oh, it was such a pain. And so, yeah, I mean, there are free-to-play teams out there, and they are just hard to do. And honestly, Margaret is not that good of a character. Like, she is not great. Don't feel bad if you can't beat this Coliseum, man. I do not blame you at all. This other team that we're using right here, so the last team is very easy to do. It's very consistent to win with. And this team is pretty good as well, too. You'll want to use your Whitebeard and Blackbeard special, either one or both Blackbeard specials, to burst her down. I thought I was going to do a lot more damage than I actually did, so I don't actually get to kill her here. And she's going to start binding our characters once we get her low, which is unfortunate. But like I said, you have 2 turns to burst her once you push her below half health, because she's not going to start binding until it's actually her time to attack. So I thought I'd kill her in 2 turns, but I could not. So he's going to bind us, and that means we're going to lose some extra health. You want to use Marco on stage 3. You want to stall early, then use Marco on stage 3. Then you'll be able to have him ready again whenever the anti-healing debuff goes away, and you'll have plenty of time to kill Margaret. You just want to get through Hancock quickly, then kill all the characters around Margaret, then take your time on Margaret herself using Golden Pound Usopp to delay. So on Margaret, she has 2 million hit points. She'll preemptively gain a 3-hit Great and 3-hit Great Barrier for 3 turns. She attacks every turn for 4,500 damage, which really isn't that much. The characters around her are more threatening initially. They have anywhere between 150 to 350,000 damage. The 2 girls up front have the most health. Those are 350 damage characters. The 2 girls up front, the fighters, attack for 9,000 damage. The shooters on the bowman on the back middle, she attacks for 5,800, and the swords girls on the outsides attack for 3,300 every turn. And each one, when they are brought low, they will do a different thing. The fighters up front will bind 1 random person for 3 turns. The shooter, that's the one in the back middle, will paralyze 1 character for 5 turns, 1 random any character, and the swordsmen will prevent themselves from dying for 2 turns when brought low. So try to kill them in a single turn if at all possible. Blackbeard Captain, great thing is that you don't have to worry about the Great Barrier, and we have a ton of hit points, so we can take a lot of hits from Margaret whenever Margaret it's actually Margaret's turn. What she does is she'll swap between cannot be killed for 1 turn and heals for 100,000 damage. So she'll heal for 100,000 damage 1 turn, cannot be killed for 1 turn when regular attacks. Heals for 100,000, cannot be killed for 1 turn. Below 20%, she boosts her attack to 8,900 damage and prevents all damage for 2 turns. So, Margaret, like I said, once again, she is not a very good character. Don't feel bad if you just want to skip her or just get 1 copy and don't really use her. She's got a great set of features. but none of them are really good. Her captain ability is boost the attack and recovery of slasher and shooter characters by 1.75 times, a pretty bad captain ability. Her sailor ability boosts the amount you heal from recovery orbs by 150. That does mean if you have 0 or even negative recovery, your recovery orbs instead will heal for 150, but that's only while she's not a captain, while she's a sub. Her her special ability heals for 18 times her recovery and reduces damage received by 50% for 1 turn. Now, she only has 400 recovery, so she heals for 7,200 damage and then reduces damage received by 50%. It's on a 14 turn cooldown when maxed out, and she only has 3 sockets. It's just not that good of a character. She's not worth the insane amount of trouble she is. There's so many better characters you can farm. You could probably just use a Perona that reduces damage by 90%, or an Alvita reduces damage by 80% to more use than the 50% damage reduction for 1 turn. Although the 7,200 damage heal may be useful, but this is a character that is a lot more pain than she's worth. Guys, I'm Zeenigami. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck with Margaret if you're gonna go for her. Maybe just get 1 copy to get the Forbidden Tomes as a reward. Y'all stay beautiful.